nerds, what's up? Today's video is going to be 11 different books that I really want to reread. Let's get right on into this. I've been really nostalgic lately, just like, I think that my brain is too stressed out from all the things going on. My best friend just got married. I'm getting married in a month. At the time you're seeing this, I'm definitely getting married in less than a month because the time I'm filming this is a month and 2 days. And I book film, so this is not coming out right now. I think that I'm just like wanting to be easy on my brain and wanting to reread everything. Am I rereading everything? No, because I'm also trying to keep up with like books that I am anticipating and like arcs and things like that. I am doing 2 read-alongs that are all rereads for me. I'm also currently rereading Throne of Glass for the TOG read-along, and I'm also currently reading Daughter of Smoke and Bone for the Daughter of Smoke and Bone read-along, and this month I also need to be reading Days of Blood and Starlight for that as well. So like I already am kind of in this read-along, rereading mindset, and so I just thought that I would share some other books I really want to reread. So I have 11 books here. Are you ready? The first one that I want to get out of the way is I really want to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Already in the midst of about to start rereading Throne of Glass, but this series also is one of my favorites. It's just something about like the romance that Sarah J. Maas writes. I just really like it. It's like super sexual and moody. I get along with that. This book, if you don't know, is about a girl named Feyre who is a human, and she lives on the edge of the human territory, and then the Fae territory is north of them, and this is a Beauty and Beast retelling. There is a wolf that she kills. She's hunting, but it turns out to be a Fae, and so because she has killed a Fae, the Fae prince of the area nearest the human line comes and takes her as prisoner for killing a Fae. And that's how the story starts. Really good. I enjoy. Another one that I have reread so many times is The Host by Stephenie Meyer. For some reason, this book is just so good. I don't really know why it's so good, but it is. This book follows an alien named Wanda, who is an alien that needs a host, and so her species has come to Earth and are using humans as hosts. And Wanda has like been around town for a really long time. She's been inside many hosts before on different planets, and so they decide to use her to try to control Melanie, who is a human that the soul, she won't go away. Like she won't leave her body to the alien species, which are called souls because they inhabit other things. It's about love and friendship and stuff, and I think that this is one of my favorite female friendships I've ever read. It's like a hate to love female friendship, and it's perfect in my opinion, and I just want to reread it yet again. I love it. Another book that is probably something you've seen before is I really want to reread The Illuminate Files. They're also writing a prequel right now about Aiden, and holy crap, I'm excited. These books are set in mixed media format, and if I reread this, I would want to listen to the audiobook because I haven't listened to the audiobook before. It's essentially like this set of files that is given to somebody who's reading them to show what happened in this big fiasco that was political and businessy and all sorts of stuff, and you're following different characters in each book that then come together at the end, and it was so good. One of the first books that I ever really fell in love with was Abarat by Clive Barker, and I feel like nobody talks about this book, but like this book is so weird, and it's also got illustrations in it all over the place, and it's about this girl named Candy who's like from this small town, like this normal small town, and she ends up in this other world, like think Narnia, but like it's all weird and like creepy creatures and stuff. Like I don't even know if I could tell you the plot of this And they don't even give you like an actual plot synopsis on this. It says it begins in the most boring place in the world, Chicken Town, USA. There lives Candy Quackenbush, her heart bursting for some clue as to what her future might hold. When the answer comes, it's not one she expects. Welcome to Abarat. So I read this like 2 different times, I think, maybe even more than that, and I really, really loved it. And I remember buying the sequel. Have I read the sequel? No, because I can't remember what the first one is about. But I really want to reread this one so that I can read this one. Another book that I really want to reread is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. This is one of the books that I had to read for a class. It's like a futuristic dystopian about clones and stuff, and I really want to reread it. It has a movie too. Next book that I have here is The Help by Catherine Stockett. I've only read this book once. This is an adult historical fiction. It takes place in the South right around when the civil rights movement is starting to happen. This is still when things are segregated and how the different people and different families react to different things. It does have a little bit of white savior complex in it, definitely. But also, I think that this book is really powerful and the movie is just gorgeous. And unfortunately, this is a movie cover, which is not my favorite thing because I don't like mixing my media like this. But wow, I really want to reread this because it's one of my favorite things that I've ever watched, for sure. And now I want to reread it and see how much it actually took from each other because I have read it but only once. The next book that I really, really want to reread is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini, I think. His books are just powerful and painful to read. This book takes place in Afghanistan following, I believe, a young boy. I want to say that this takes place during like Desert Storm times, but I may be wrong. And it follows this boy and these boys and their friendship and like how everything happens, and it's sad. There are some severe trigger warnings in this for sexual assault, so if that's something that bothers you, make sure to check that out before you read this. So amazing, and I want to reread it. I want it fresh in my mind again because I remember it being very painful. The next book that I really want to reread just over and over again is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I love this book and it's so tiny. There is something about this book that just makes me feel a lot of feelings. Again, movie cover. I don't like movie covers, although the original, I don't really like many of the Perks of Being a Wallflower covers. But like this movie is also just so gorgeous and I think really well done, and so I want to reread it because I love it. Next book that I really want to reread is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. I've only read this book once and it hurt, and I really, really want to read it. I listened to the audiobook the first time, which I absolutely loved, but I want to read it because I know that I missed some things. And this is a story that takes place during World War II. It's from the perspective of death during World War II, so it's like, ow. And yeah, I want to reread this. Apparently I like hurting myself. The last 2 books are both written by the same author, and I really want to reread both of these, and they are Ignite and Volition by Lily Parody. Lily Parody has recently blessed us with her presence again on social media. She started posting things about a new project that she's working on, and I think it comes out this year, and I'm super excited and I want to read these both. This book is about a 21 or 23-year-old girl whose father and stepmother die unexpectedly, and they have, I think, 3 young children under 18, and they have left her as the guardian, so she spends this time of the story dealing with her decision of if she's going to take on these 3 children or if she's going to put them into foster care. And this is such a powerful book for me personally because while I was reading it was also around the time that my mom was asking me a very similar question of if I would be willing to be that person if something were to happen to them. Very powerful. And then this book is a book that takes place in like a past and present time frame following this girl who in the past has this intense relationship with this boy, but there's like some darkness there. And then in the present day, she's moving away from the town she grew up in to New York, and she's meeting someone, trying to figure out if she's okay with that. Oh my god, these are both so good, but I really want to reread them Wow. So those are 11 books that I really want to reread. I love rereading books. I love coming back to stories that I love. I do it a lot with television. I rewatch Grey's Anatomy. Like, I couldn't even tell you how many times I've watched that first season. So I do that all the time, and I do go back to Harry Potter a lot. A lot of times I like neglect to think about other books that I would want to reread, so I thought I would do this video so that I could come back to it in the future when I'm feeling like rereading something and giving myself an idea that other than just Harry Potter. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. What book do you really want to reread if you think about it? And make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. But make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I post videos every Thursday and Saturday, so I'll see you guys very soon with a new one. Bye!